When it came to doing this speech, I was trying to think what to do, and the only thing that really popped in my head, just non-stop, was Ninja Turtles. I don't know why. So, yeah, they're basically 4 turtles from New York City that were flushed down the toilet, and they ended up in the New York sewers. And, like, while they were crawling around down there, they dipped into some toxic ooze. And at the same time, their sensei and adopted father got into ooze too, which is a rat named Splinter from Japan that was owned by a ninjutsu master, and he learned just by watching him the ways of ninjutsu. And he eventually taught the turtles because they started growing bigger as did he, and they got smarter and they were able to talk. And they're just like, they ended up being pretty, like, about like 4 feet tall. They just go around like, just being vigilantes pretty much, like taking care of any business around the city that like the cops can't get to. And when it came to naming them, he found a Renaissance book full of artists, and he just named each one by like page. And the first one would be Leo, who has the blue mask. He's more the leader, like the courageous one, like thinks a little bit more before he does stuff, trying to be more tactical, like really like true to the art of kung fu, like tries to like stay like pure. And he has the katanas, the swords, just goes around cutting people. And then there's Donatello, who I'm pretty sure Corey Feldman did his voice in the movies. And he's like a smart guy, like a real scientist, inventor and stuff. Really does a lot of stuff. He's like the least violent one. He'd rather fix things with his knowledge and try to figure out like a way to do stuff instead of fighting. And then there's Michelangelo, Mikey, the really fun one, real comic relief type guy. He had nunchucks, got really like wild with those most of the time. And then there's Raphael, like that was my favorite when I was little. He was like the tough guy. It's just like right away just stick somebody before like even thinking about it. Just he was more like just hands on, really got in arguments with everybody, but probably the most loyal to any of his brothers than anyone else. And he was friends with this guy, Casey Jones, who just run around in a hockey mask. He was like a regular guy, and he was a vigilante too. He beat people with sporting goods like bats or golf clubs, bats. He likes hockey, wore hockey masks to hide his identity. And he liked April O'Neil, which is their like friend. They saved her and somehow became friends with them. And she used to do their work that they couldn't do because she was like known and a human, so she'd go around like figuring stuff out for them. And their main arch enemy was this guy Shredder, who was the actual enemy of Splinter's old sensei and killed him. And he lived in like a dump, and like had like this crazy army of like just like a lot like adolescent kids who were just like pissed off at their families. And they were called the Foot Clan, which is like the guys who the turtles used to like beat up the most. And I don't know, it was pretty awesome. They had a nice setup down in the sewers, you know, nice little house and everything. Used to skateboard, talk like surfers, even though they're from New York, but you know, they love pizza, so order it. They're just a fun group. Like when I was little, and I just couldn't stop thinking about them when it came to